Hello, and welcome back to my channel. Today, we are memory planning the week that was March 25th through to March 31st, and we are using this absolutely gorgeous kit from Plannerface, which I believe is called Easter Sunday. Is it called Easter Sunday? Yes, it's called Easter Sunday. And this kit is a kit that immediately when I saw it, I knew what occasion I wanted to use it for, because obviously Easter kits, we get cute little Easter kits every year. Annoyingly though, I did have an Easter kit in my lineup already, and as you guys know, I've been trying to be really mindful and really conscious of the kits that I'm using, and trying to use up my stash, but also at the same time being really particular about what kits I use for what occasions, and just being a little bit more selective with my collection. So I did already have an Easter kit, but you will see that instead of wasting that, or instead of like putting it in the lineup for next year, because let's be honest, I'm probably going to buy a new kit for Easter next year anyway, I ended up using it the week after, because I figured, Easter weekend starts on a Friday, and then there's Easter Monday. So I was like, 2 Easter kits, it's fine, it works. So yeah, I decided to use this kit from Plannerface, and then I debated on what foil I was going to use. So for the longest time, I was going to use like a lavender hollow, and then I realized when it came time to actually want to do this spread that I didn't actually have any lavender hollow, and then I was going to use regular hollow, and then I also decided against that as well. So in the end, I opted to use a like old Caress Press bundle. It's like a shattered pink color. I don't know what the color is called. I don't know. Again, it's a foil bundle I bought a long time ago as part of a sale that I've had in my collection for the longest time, and it never seems to work with any kits. And when I kind of held it up to this kit, given that it's a daisy bundle and there's daisies in this kit, I was like, you know what? There's pink in this kit. Let's just do it. Let's be brave. Let's be bold and use a pink foil bundle. So the pink foil is from Caress Press. Now, this is a pretty stock standard spread. So in the sidebar, we did get a tall box from Plannerface in this kit. So I did use the tall box at the top there. And then I've used 2 of the regular full boxes. And then I've just left a little section for my highlight of the week. And then I guess let's go ahead and start with the play-by-play of the week. So on Monday, the first thing that I've marked at the top of the day there is, of course, work. And then below that, I've marked that I had so much work to do, because obviously it was a very busy week for me. I then marked that I had a YouTube binge, and I feel like that YouTube bunny now on second glance doesn't really match the kit the best, but it is what it is. It's down now. I'm not going to mess with it. But I did have a YouTube binge. And then I marked that I had an ASMR and chill session, that I watched Married at First Sight, and then this night we watched something called, it was like a documentary called My Wife, My Abuser, and it was essentially about a man who was undergoing a domestic violence relationship. His wife to the public eye was very charming and lovely, and he said that when he first met her, she was amazing, she was incredible, he had some of the best years of his life, and then, one day something just flipped, and it was quite graphic. It was good to see the different perspective, because obviously when people think about domestic family violence, also I should probably trigger warning this, I guess. So trigger warning, domestic violence, but it's often seen and reported from the female. Statistically, there's a lot of female reports, but you don't often hear a lot of like men reporting domestic violence. And I think part of that is to do with the fact that men feel like they'll be judged. Like, how can you be in a situation where a woman is physically, mentally, or emotionally harming you? So it was good that this kind of documentary was put out there, because domestic violence isn't one-sided. Like, it happens to both sides. But yeah, it was really, really sad. They had kids, or a kid, and this was all happening in front of the child, and it was just, yeah, it wasn't great. But it was a good documentary, if that makes sense. On Tuesday, I marked that I had work, and then we got our day 4 update. So the last update for our IVF cycle, we had the egg collection the previous Friday. On day 1, we had 10 of 16 eggs fertilized. And then our day 4 update, only 4 of those are on track. So you can see how drastically the numbers drop. IVF is very hard because, again, like I said, we went from 16 eggs to only 10 of those being fertilized. So we lost 6 in 24 hours. And then in a further, 3 days, 4 days, 3 days. In a further 3 days, we lost 6 more. So you're already in a position where you don't really have that many on track. And statistically, I think like day 4, they say that whatever's like day 4, statistically half make it. So of 16 eggs collected, statistically speaking, it is likely that we would only end up with 2 embryos, which is really heartbreaking. But yeah, day 4 update, 4 embryos were on track. We were really hopeful because 4 would have, been amazing. Because they say that statistically, again, so many statisticallys, but statistically for every child that you want, you need to have 3 embryos that are PGT tested normal. So PGT testing is just something that gets done to make sure that there's no abnormalities or chromosomal issues with your embryo, and they do that before they freeze your embryos. So you need 3 per child. We want 2 children, so statistically we need 6 perfect PGT tested embryos. And at this point in this particular cycle, this was our 2nd cycle, we were sitting at only 4 that were potentially on track. So very nerve-wracking. I then marked that I did some cleaning. I had a YouTube binge. I chilled out with the puppies. And then, of course, this was math season, so I finished out Tuesday by watching Married at First Sight. Wednesday, I marked work, and this was our final update. No, sorry, it wasn't our final update because this was another situation where they did a day 6 update. So normally they'll only do up to day 5. And for the second time, we got a day 6 update. So on day 5, only 2 of the 4 that were on track were viable for freezing. So they put those 2 embryos on ice, and we're going to continue to monitor the further 2 into the next day. Because of that, I was very much in my feelings because, again, like I've said 10,000 times, we started with 16 eggs, and as of that moment in time, we only had 2 viable embryos available to freeze. So not a lot, statistically accurate, but not a lot in the grand scheme of things. So I was very upset, very emotional. So I marked that in my planner. I marked that I had a lazy evening, that I hung out on Twitch, and that I finished off Wednesday by watching Married at First Sight. On Thursday, again, at the top of the day, we, of course, have work, and then I marked that it was once again a super busy work day. And then we got our day 6 update, so unfortunately, those 2 embryos didn't make it. The cells didn't multiply and do what they needed to do. So unfortunately, those 2 got discarded. So from this cycle, we went from 16 to just 2 little frozen embryos. The grading was, I think we had a 5AA and a 5AB. I then marked that I had some coffee, or I got coffee rather. I had a nail appointment. I went to Big W. I had KFC on the way home. And then that night I marked that I watched Irish Wish. Don't remember what that is. Maybe Lindsay Lohan? I can't recall. And then Friday, so public holiday and no work, thank God. So I did mark at the top of the day that it was Good Friday. And then Good Friday always means hot cross buns. So I did mark that I had hot cross buns and coffee for breakfast. On this day, my husband and I watched I'm a Celebrity. The unfortunate thing is that in like that January to March period, I feel like they put all of the good TV shows on at once. So we're always playing catch up. So we were catching up on I'm a Celebrity on this day. Then we went out for Nando's for dinner. I marked that my football team played the Bulldogs and we won 20-16. And then after Nando's, we went and watched Kong vs. Godzilla. I think we went with my brothers and my mum. Did my mum come? I think so. Then on Saturday, we had McDonald's breakfast to start the day and picked up my in-laws because we had a friend's 30th birthday party in the city that day. It was incredibly hot. Once we came home from the party, we did get Betty's burgers, and then we went to my in-laws' house and just hang out for a little while. And then after that, I came home and went to bed because we generally speaking, when we go to my in-laws, we get home quite late. And then last but not least, Sunday, of course, Easter Sunday. So at the top of the day there, I did mark Happy Easter with a cute little chocolate bunny from the kit, which is really adorable. I marked that I went to pick up my brother, so only one of my brothers lives out of home. So me and the brother below me live out of home, and then my two youngest brothers still live at home. So I went to pick up my brother. On the way back through, we got McDonald's. I don't know if it was breakfast. It might have been lunch. I don't know. And then we went to my mum's for Easter. So we did, the Easter things. We exchanged like Easter eggs, had some coffee and chats and caught up. Then we wandered down, quite literally 2 minutes down the road, to my dad's house. And same again, we exchanged Easter eggs, we had some coffee, we had some chats, and I just marked that we had all of the chocolate because, Easter Sunday is the day where you just consume chocolate for every meal of the day and every snack. Best day of the year. And then after we were done at my dad's, we did have to, of course, drop my brother home because working day the next day, so I marked that we dropped my brother home. And then after that, I just marked that we came home and went to bed. I don't remember how late it was. We might have gone straight to bed. I think we probably got home. I probably went and showered upstairs while my husband fed our dogs. And then he would have showered. And then by the time I was done, because he thinks that I take like 3-hour-long showers, he would have come upstairs and I would have been getting out of the shower and we would have gone to bed. So it's probably pretty accurate. But yeah, that is it for this spread. Not much happening. It was a very chill, very calm, relaxed Easter. But I really, really love how this spread turned out. I really love the choice of pink foil. I think whilst it was probably unusual at first, I think it complements the kit really nicely. But yes, if you have made it this far, thank you so, so much for watching. I appreciate each and every one of you. And hopefully I will see you all soon for yet another Plan With Me video. Thanks for watching, everyone. Bye!